When I turned 43, I told myself this was it. This was supposed to be the year that I finally broke through the weight, the doubt, the setbacks, the noise. The year everything I'd been fighting for finally lined up, but life had other plans. Because sometimes when you say you're ready for change, life tests whether you really want it. The day I got fired, I was sitting at 303 pounds. I still remember that number because I was so damn close to breaking 300, the lightest I'd been in years. And that same morning, I had already made up in my mind that I didn't want to be there anymore. I started applying for jobs, trying to step into something that felt right. What I didn't know was that I was already on the chopping block. But when it happened, it hit different. You know, it wasn't just losing a job, it was losing structure, control, and a little bit of identity. And once that slipped, everything started to follow. Days turned into weeks, and before I knew it, my weight crept back up, and it kept on going, and 303 became, the highest I was at was like 317, but as of this morning, I was 314. You know, that number burned when I saw it, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't just fat, it was frustration, stress, all the moments I said, I'll start again tomorrow. I tried to keep my head up, still went to interviews, still smiled when people asked how things were going. But deep down, I was tired, you know, tired of starting over, tired of doing everything right. And I still feel like life was just throwing uppercuts that I couldn't see coming. But even in the storm, one thing never changed. I kept going to the gym. You know, that became my therapy, my reminder that I'm still built for this. Because no matter how many times life knocks me down, I get up swinging, like every time. And slowly, the fire started coming back, set by set, rep by rep. Over the past 2 months that it's been, I had quite a few PRs. I hit 225 for the first time, and now I can get it up 5 times. I still believe I have a couple reps in reserve, but because I work out alone, I never want to push it and find myself stuck and risk injuring myself. I got 205 on the incline bench for 5 reps, same case scenario. 275 on the deadlift, I can do that twice. I need to go back and do it again because the last time I did it, which was the other day, I had already done I had done 4 sets already, and I just wanted to see, you know, if I could hit this 275, and I did. You know, I hit it twice, but again, I was already taxed from building up to that. And I got 335 on barbell shoulder shrugs. I can do that. I did 3 sets of 10 of those. I didn't go any higher than that because I don't really see a purpose in having jacked up traps, you know what I'm saying? Backed up traps, yeah. I don't see a reason to go any higher than that. I just wanted to see, you know, if I could do it, and I did it. But every one of those reps meant more than the numbers. They meant I'm still here, still strong, still standing. Even when I felt broken, I kept pushing. Because discipline doesn't care about your feelings, and neither does life. So it's been 2 months since everything happened. It wasn't necessarily a firing, it was a mutual agreement that I don't work there anymore. You know, they hired me to do one thing. For 3 months, I was doing something else. And every time I tried to do something that would benefit my career, I would get pushed aside. And then the assignments that I was given, when I turned them in, they got submitted without saying that I was the one that did it. And so aside from that, being that I had already felt like I don't want to be there no more, and I said that this year I was going to start, investing more in myself, I decided that while I still put some applications out in my field, which was property management, I started applying at a lot of gyms. I have 5 certifications now. And so, I started my business. So I said, let me see what, I can do in this area. And so I went on quite a few interviews. I've done quite a few assessments, and nobody's really ringing back, even in my field. I know that, with the government shutdown and everything going crazy right now, I knew it was going to be a tough time, but I have tried and been successful at keeping myself calm and not panicking and freaking out and just going off the deep end. I have had some times where I spiraled a little bit, but I quickly got myself back in order and, got things situated. So fast forward to last week, I had put in an application. As a lot of I go to Golds. I go to 2 different Golds. I go to the OG Golds, and then I go to the franchise, which is called Gold's Gym DC Metro, which is in the DC area. They just have about 15 different Gold's gyms, but it's DC Metro. And so I had gotten a response from one of their recruiters telling me they were interested to bring me in for an interview and to let them know when I was available. I let them know. I didn't hear anything for like 10 days. 10 days later, I get the exact same email from the recruiter saying, hey, we're interested, blah, blah, blah. And I just basically copy and pasted the same email that I sent earlier and, sent it back. Fast forward to last week, I got a call from a gentleman from Gold's Gym, DC Metro. And we were talking and he was like, he mainly does interviews for general manager or management positions. And so he was like, let's back it up a little bit. I see you have all these certifications, and I redid my resume for the fitness side because I wanted to showcase my my credentials. But I also put some of my property management stuff on there. And so to make a long story short, I have an interview with them next week for a GM position. And from the conversation that he and I had, he basically told me that if the GM position doesn't work out, we're gonna bring you in to do something. Cause he and I had like a real conversation. I explained to him my passion about fitness, my ways of motivating people and keeping people interested and keeping people, aligned with the goals that they set for themselves. And it really connected with him. And I wasn't even like trying to sell myself. I was just telling him how I feel about this stuff. I went into that interview expecting a shot at a personal trainer position and walked out being considered for a general manager position. And the fact that he was like, if the GM position doesn't work, we're gonna get you in here doing something. And that hit me because it wasn't just a job. It was about alignment, about being somewhere that finally matches the fire that I've been carrying. So as of this week, I'm sitting at 314 pounds. But starting Monday of next week, I'm starting my push to finally get under 300 pounds. No more setbacks, no more excuses, no more waiting for life to line up. I'm chasing it down, brick by brick, rep by rep, meal by meal. Truth of the matter, I've been beaten this year, no doubt. Financially, emotionally, mentally, but I'm still here. I'm still showing up, still training, still believing that everything I've lost was just clearing space for what's next. Because you could take my job, but you can't shake my confidence. You could make me start over, but you will never take my resilience. So yeah, 43 didn't change everything, it exposed everything. And that's exactly what I needed. Because now, I'm not just fighting to get under 300. I'm fighting to become the man who never quits again. So, if you're watching this and you feel like you've been knocked down, let this be a reminder. You ain't done yet. Your breakthrough might be buried under all that pain, but it's there. And when you finally stand up, when you finally decide enough is enough, that's when everything changes. So if you're watching this and you feel like you've been knocked down, let this be a reminder. You're not done yet. You know, your breakthrough might be buried under all that pain, but it's there. And when you finally stand up, when you finally decide enough is enough, that's when everything changes. 43 was supposed to change everything, and maybe it still will. Just not the way I thought. You know, this time, it's not about the number. It's about the fight. And as I always say, stay humble, stay solid, keep positive people in your circle, get you a fitness coach or a personal trainer. If you can't really rock with that right now, I completely understand. Times are tough for literally everybody right now. Get you some accountability partners. It really makes this a whole lot easier when you got somebody that's grinding in the trenches with you. You know, you guys may not have the same physique goals, but you have one thing in common. You gotta get up, get moving, and put some work in. And as sure as 10 downs make $1, I'll say it till I can't say it no more. It's discipline over everything. And never forget that. I'm Ron Stoppable, AKA Coach Ron. And I'm gonna be alright, and I'll definitely see y'all on the next one. Gone.
What's up? It's your boy Drizzy Drake, and you are now rocking with Pain.